What's going on, brother? Can you hear me? Well, can't you hear me? Can you hear me now? You can't hear me? All right, there we
You
go.
can hear me now?
Now I can
All
hear
right,
you.
let's go.
What's
All right,
going
how's
on?
it going?
Hey, brother, how
Doing
you
good.
been?
Hey, look, I've been living life, bro. I've been living life. You feel me?
Yes.
I've been living that football. I see you rocking that Falcon jersey. You rocking home. I'm rocking. I gotta rock that home jersey, rocking that away jersey. I see you.
Yes,
Hey,
sir,
look,
yes.
81, 82.
You already know,
They
baby.
don't know about them numbers yet.
All
They don't
righty.
know about them numbers yet.
They ain't know. No, they ain't know. They ain't know about the Dirty Birds, baby. We know what time 81, 82, and when we get on the field, bro, they don't know how we get down, but it's all right. Welcome,
Man,
everyone. Dark. Yeah, no. Welcome, everyone, to the 81 podcast. It is your host, Asif Ali. My guest for today is my former teammate and current Chicago Falcons semi-professional football player, Jonathan Fonder. Jono, how you doing, brother?
Bro, I'm doing great, man. I'm just, excited. I'm excited to do some cool announcements, some dope announcements for you guys. So I'm just ready. I'm just ready to get this going.
Yes, sir, man. So how you been, though, brother? I know that last time when I think you had a baby a couple years ago, right? Did you have another one recently,
Yeah.
yeah, you did, right?
Not recently. Just that one for right now. How
Okay.
you say? Yeah, she's doing great. She's two. Her birthday's in February, man. It's just so much. I love that little girl. I can talk about her as much as I could. Like I
Yeah.
said, like she's doing great. Family's doing amazing.
100%, man. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because every guest I've had on is besides my Monday guest is a father,
Mhm.
and obviously with COVID, right? And obviously, I'm 30, but I'm not married, I have no kids, but it's like I can obviously understand and resonate kind of the joys of parenthood because when you coach, a lot of those same type of principles apply to obviously being a father. So
Right.
yeah, I'm sure you can relate to
Hey,
that. So yes,
man. Yeah,
sir.
you can relate. Being a football player and a dad is something about a dad, and that's also a football player. It's that secret strength that people don't know on that field. You know,
Right.
I may hit you with a strength of a football player, but I'm also showing you a strength as a father too. So it's like you want to be careful. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. And I think that's an important point because you want to strike a balance between being firm and being tough and also kind of showing love and because I think Thursday's guest Lofa basically said when he was growing up the thing that he aspired was to have he basically like for every child I think the mentality or I guess the methodology of raising your kid or I guess the
Uh-huh.
children's psychology is that you want to have your father's respect and your mother's love you know
Right.
uh, obviously, Lofa was, a 6, 7 year NFL vet. His dad was a 14-year NFL vet. So obviously, he tried to aspire to please his father. And obviously, for you and your little bro, I mean, I'm not sure if that same principle would apply for you, but I'm sure for you as a father now, you'd probably want to ensure that your daughter kind of has that father figure and be a girl dad hashtag right, but also kind of just be try to instill some lessons of life into her as
Right.
as she grows up. So
Exactly.
yeah,
So it's like, like I said, it's different in like a mental statement of being as a football player. It really is. Because like sometimes when the way I explain football to people is that mentally it's something where it just helps you release whatever you truly feel. Like football is like a counseling level for a lot of people, for people going through like, depression and stuff like that. And then like, and stuff that goes on at home by being in that field, having that gear on, to having that coach to tell you, and having players like you, for instance, saying, "Look, man, good job, keep going. You fall, get back up. Keep playing. Fourth quarter. You see
you already know.
LA going. You like LA, like you
Yeah, you
gotta
already.
look. It's so much memories I remember with you. I remember on that kickoff when special team. We
Yeah.
always on special team,
Yes, sir.
always. And
Yes,
I remember
sir.
this one specific play. You was right next to me. I
Hmm.
said, "LA." I said, "You see this guy in front of me?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "We're gonna double team him."
Yeah.
And as soon as that ball got kicked, we went after him. You was the first one there. You was the first one to get that guard, man. I kid you not.
Yes, sir.
From a different perspective, dude was bigger than me. I'm short.
Right.
I'm short, but you made him look shorter than how I look. So it was like you went up there and guarded. I'm like, all right, LA, okay. Okay, I'm over there telling Coach Rob, said, Coach, I'm like, Rob, look, this man just guarded. He just guarded this big dude. Like, I'm over there like he just guarded this man. Hold on. I ain't
Man.
never seen that side of LA before. Until
Yep.
that day, I'm like, I ain't never seen that side before.
And I think part of what went into that was just obviously me having a flashback to my JUCO days and obviously the arena days. And I remember when I was first choosing my number, and we talked about, I'm gonna be 84, but he's like, oh, but you told me, oh no, I saw your college photo, you were 81. So if you still 81, bro, you gotta just rock with it. And that was the week after I chose 81. And
Yeah.
obviously, I mean, our listeners don't know Wale or Black or these guys, but like, yeah, like, I was like, who has 81? Like, no one has 81. So then I'm pretty much like, okay, if I want to be, I'm like, can I choose 81? And yeah, but 81, that's TO. We waiting for TO. I'm like, well, fuck. I mean, I may not be TO, but I can make up for it in other areas. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that's exactly where I have my most impact on special teams. So, and kind of that's what I was thinking. I was thinking of kind of when I on that game in the gates against the Sun Lakes Blue Devils. For our listeners who don't understand, the semi-pro, the Chicago Falcons are obviously the longest running program in the state of Illinois. The Sun Lake Blue Devils are a program running in Salem, Wisconsin. So we were in Salem playing over there against the Blue Devils, and it was just like my first road game. I've never been to Wisconsin in my life. My first time visiting in this state. And I'm just like, okay, shit. Like, I want to go out there and make sure my teammates remember me for something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I mean, you never know. And every guest I've talked to, and this week, it's everyone says the same philosophy. You never know when your next play will be your last. You may
Yeah.
not get that opportunity the next play. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So obviously that kickoff was just kind of where I wanted to make sure I prove myself, prove my worth. And obviously I appreciate you recognize that you were talking about it before the kickoff. Tenard, obviously Will Gibbs, all the guys. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, and I really appreciate that.
Look, man, that was just one of those, like, I'm a player of a spirit. Like, you know what I mean? I want everybody here in the game. I want everybody here, but I want everybody to feel what I feel. We
Yeah.
went to Wisconsin. Blue Devils did not like Chicago at all. They
Right.
didn't like the Falcons at all. From the jump, they did not like us at all. So
Yeah.
I already seen that as a perspective of like, all right, we already know we got the refs playing their side, we got the players playing against us, and we got the fan against us. But at the
Yeah.
end of the day, we got what we had, and it was us. And like, soon as we got out there, we already knew it was like a little sketchy. But at the end of the day, we went out there with our heart, and that's all that mattered to me at the end of the day. And like, yeah, I noticed you was excited because we almost got in a car accident by the toll.
Yeah.
I ain't never been. I think that was a Camaro that you had, correct? It was a
Charger.
Camaro.
Charger.
Yeah, it was a Charger.
Yeah.
I ain't never been in no Charger that fast since I got in the car with you. Me and my little brother was in the back seat sleep. We was asleep. I know my little brother slept on me, and all we felt was the car pushed us to the seat, like, boom, and we woke up. Like, I'm up. We good. And my little brother like, what's going on? I'm like, we good. We ain't finna die yet. We on our way to the game. And then soon we got to this tollway, it was this car trying to cut in front of us. Man, you hit that brake so hard. I'm like, oh man,
Yeah.
we ain't gonna make it. Like, you was hitting like, man, I ain't never seen no car took off that fast until like I said, LA. I'm like, man, that's why I mess with LA, yo. LA is one of them dogs the way it's like, ain't no such thing of like, we ain't gonna be late. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there some way, somehow. We gotta drive 300 miles per hour. We're gonna drive 300 miles per hour. I need like 3 seatbelts next time I get in the car with you. Cause you a race car driver. I ain't never, man. I kid you not. But that day, it was a historical day for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. That was my first time actually in Wisconsin also.
And starting at receiver. That was your first time starting at receiver in that game.
Yeah. And like literally, I never thought that, okay, well, me being a receiver, a starting receiver, I have experience of being a starting receiver, of course, but It's the feeling is different, it's a different level of as a wide receiver, Right. And at the end of the day, I mentally stood here. Yeah, we lost by a touchdown that game, but at the end of the day, we came out and we won. Mentally, we won. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean the final score is kind of no. We actually got blown out, but then the second half we held them scoreless. We shut them out, and we second half I think it was like 30 whatever. Then second half it was 6-0. So we scored a touchdown on Black's pick 6, and that was kind of And to you and to me, kind of the lesson, and because obviously with us, I mean, like I was talking to my last guest, Jesus, about this. It was just one of those things where it's like semi-pro is such an issue with traveling. Like, and it doesn't matter what level. You could be on the elite level, you could be in the
Man,
premier leagues across the country. You're here in Cali, it doesn't matter. PCFL guys have issues traveling. You know what I mean? And it's
yeah,
just one of those things where it's like, we got out there, we were undermanned, and we fucking balled, man. I mean, like we
man.
balled that second half, bro. I mean, I hang my hat on that. You know what I mean? So, I mean, to
It
your
was only
point, I
like,
I agree. Go
man,
ahead.
it was only like 13. It was like not even 13 of us. I say it was like literally we had 11 men.
11 men.
We had 11 men.
Yeah.
Special team, defense, offense. We was there. We
Right.
was there. Like, and at the end of the day, like I said, it was a part of you that I saw in that game is that you realize that you don't know where you're. Like you said, you don't know what you're going to be in that last. That may be your last game, but
Right.
you showed out. Like I said, that one thing I can say about LA, no one never can say that. I always say is that this man will always be down, no matter what position you put him in. He's in there. Put him in there. I guarantee you. It's like I said, it's new to him, but at the same time, he'll get it done. Loans is done. Loans that down is done. Guess what? We got 3 more downs to take out. You know what I mean? So that's how like I said, that's how I see football. I see it as if, like, no matter how hard you try, you keep trying. You keep going. Like literally, you can keep going. There's
Right.
no such thing of, oh, I'm gonna stop right here. Oh, I'm gonna stop as a wide receiver. Oh, I'm gonna stop as a special team. No, you keep going.
Right.
I want to be in every position in the field, but I'm only in every position in the field because I know that I can do every position. You gotta put your mind into it, That's how you
Bingo.
gotta look at it.
Bingo. You know what I mean? And that's exactly, and I appreciate you recognizing that, because obviously my willingness to play out of position was something that I was talking to obviously my last guest about, Jesus, who's now coach at San Jose City College over here, because my head
Yeah,
coach from West Valley, where you saw that 81 photo, my college photo, is his head coach
yeah.
now at San Jose City. And one of the things that
Really?
my coach told me, and this is something obviously Rob, our coach Rob told us the same thing, but pretty much he's like,
Mm-hmm.
just be willing to play out of position, just be willing to accept your role, whatever that role may be. And don't ever trip about playing time, because your time will come to shine. And obviously, when that game, that kickoff, that was my moment, and
Man,
I'm gonna seize it. You know what I mean? So
that was your shine. That day, I don't, like I said, that day, that's you showed beast mode.
yeah,
LA showed beast mode that game. And like I said, I never want to forget that. You guard dude was bigger than me. And how
yeah,
I say do it, like, man, I know we ain't gonna take him down. You seen it as, look, it's either me or nobody. And
bingo.
so you went after it and you did what you had to do. That's why
Yep.
I'm like, I ain't finna challenge LA no more. If I tell LA to go get this 300-pound guy, I know he gonna do it. I know he gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I ain't finna challenge this man no more. But man, like I said, I was talking to Coach Rob earlier. I was talking to him, and he was asking me because I moved out of Chicago. I
To
moved out of
Indiana.
Chicago. I'm in Indiana right now. I was
Right.
thinking of playing for the Pride Lions in Fort Wayne.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking of playing with them, but like my heart was telling me like, nah, like just regenerate. Something kept telling me like regenerate, get healthier, get stronger, get faster, and know where your team really is. And so even after I kept telling myself that, and then on top of that, I was going to get tried out for Ball State University, which is a D2 division football team here.
Yeah.
I was accepted for tryouts, but what happened was that I needed like a 3-year sports physical, basically records of 3 years ago, my sports physical, to see what type of condition I was in,
Yeah.
but I ain't had the records of that. So then I have to wait until next year. But next year, like I tell everybody that messing me from the Falcons, like, yo, where's you gonna play? I told them to this day, right now, I'm going to announce it right now that yes, I will be back playing with the Falcons in 2021.
Burp, burp, burp.
Look, I'm back playing with the Falcons in 2021. I'm back. I know I'm better mentally. I'm up there.
Yeah.
Physically, I'm ready. You know what I mean? Like I don't know if you was heard about it, but I had both hamstring pulled like in the last 4 games playing with the Falcons.
Damn.
And
that was
like
that was were you guys playing this year? Was there a league going on this year, or was that last year?
that was last year.
Okay. Yeah.
Last year. Last year we was playing against M3. We was playing against what else team we was playing against? We was playing against some team in Wisconsin. They came to our home game. That was a home game that we had. And then we were playing the fire department. That's when I pulled my first hamstring. We was playing against the Chicago department,
Fire. Yeah, Chicago
fire
Blaze.
department.
Yep.
And then I pulled my first hamstring. You know, Coach Rod told me, look, you're going to have to sit out that game. Like I said, mentally, football is one of those things to me. It's like, look, you can't sit me out. I got to pull a hamstring. Guess what? I'm going to get something to tie it up real quick. I'm putting you back out there. Coach, you need me. You know what I mean? You need me. I'm giving you – look, they took out my leg. Guess what? I got another leg. It's all right. We're going to keep going. And, you know, I gave him that 50%. And then another game, I know I pulled both of my hamstrings in both legs. But then I kept trying to – I remember it was like one of those moments where Black was telling me, like, Fonder, go sit out. Go sit out. I'm like, no, he see me in pain. He see me. You know, I'm trying to get up and run, and I kept falling. He kept seeing this slow. He stopped me. They stopped me and like, nah, you can't do that to yourself. You got to sit out. I went on the sideline, sat out. I was just I was in that rut where it's like, man, I ain't never just pulled both of my hamstring like this. I ain't, like, it's not me. It's not me to get hurt. I'm not supposed to get hurt. That was in my mindset. But one thing I had to learn about myself is like, a best player always knows when they're in their best moments. You know, I wasn't in my best moments, and I tried to force it, and I should have never did that because it could have been permanent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had to sacrifice a lot. That's why I took a nice year from football, pretty much start working out, get conditioning myself, trying to learn and study the playbook back and forward, like, you know, study the playbook. I still remember the playbook to this day. And so it's like, now it's like, okay, I'm ready. You know what I mean? I'm ready. I'm ready to get back in that field. It's just that feeling of being with the Falcons again. It's like you can't really leave that team.
Yeah. I mean, and it's funny because obviously the motto of the team is Falcons for life. You know what I'm saying? So you basically said you can't mentally leave that team. And obviously the reason why is because it's a family. It's not so much just like a team. You know, I mean, it's funny because like, even though I end up leaving eventually, you know, and then we had to start my own team or start coaching and whatever like that, still in the SemiPro ranks. I mean, ultimately, I never severed the tie with anyone. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, my boys and the Falcons were still, you know what I mean? Y'all were still my dogs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ride with my dogs, you know, because these battles that we share, you can't replicate that. You know what I mean? And these are the types of moments that you can never replicate with anyone else. And that's how you become a band of brothers. You know what I'm saying? So, and so, yeah, I mean, I totally agree with you. And one thing I remember about you, and this is good that you talk about, you know, your kind of your mental, your state of mind as a player. Even if you get beat on a play, even if you know whatever happens, you know, to their team, you know, and obviously we took a lot of L's, right? You were the type of player that would never, ever, ever quit because you would always want to get right back in there and say, "Fuck this! I'm out here to fucking make an impact. I'm out here to show you 82 is not going down." You know what I mean? You can burn me, you can whatever, you can beat me on a play. You might get that on film, but I will never, ever, ever quit. And that to me is what football is about. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's something I remember I was talking to Shaq about. You know, Shaq, I don't know if you remember Shaq. You know, number 13, he was playing for like, you know Shaq.
Yeah.
So I was talking to him, you know, he was like, look, man, like out of all players, I'm the one of the most competitive defensive cornerbacks that he actually played in SemiPro. And that's something that tells me something because so far out of all his highlights clips I've seen, not a lot of people gave him that fight that he looked for. Where it's like our indifference is like, okay, yeah, he looked taller than me and bigger than me, but at the same time, for somehow we was here. We was always here. And so like
go ahead. No, go ahead.
Every time we was like, how you say, in a match, whenever there's a game coming up, coach tells me, he was like, I don't want you to guard nobody but Shaq. Guard Shaq. Marty, he could guard Shaq too. Yeah. Marty and me, we was, man, look. We was defense cornerbacks right there of that time right there. You know, me and Marty. That's another player I do miss also. You know, I hopefully he is playing for the Falcons again. But if it's somebody new that, you know, I'm gonna give him that spirit, the same spirit. So nothing different. You know what I mean? Yeah. But Coach Rob mainly wanted me to guard Shaq. And after I got that request, and it's just in my mind, I had a mission. I'm like, all right, I gotta show this man that you may not be the easiest person to guard, but you're going to be the most competitive person to guard. Like, you know what I mean? I would never knock down nobody's skills in football because, I'm against you, but I'm not going to be really against you. I'm just going to show you that, look, what you're going to do here I'm not going to let you do it. Right. You know what I mean? You can do it everywhere else, but at this moment, you can't do it.
100%. You know what I mean? And I think biggest thing is that you'll go 110% effort. You know what I mean? Regardless of
Yeah.
kind of what you said, the size disadvantage, regardless of the skill disadvantage, whatever it may be. I think there was a clip where Shaq did beat you on one play, but then Shaq came
Yeah. That's
back. Yeah, you remember that.
yeah.
And then Shaq came back, and then he's all like, "All right, bro." He's like, "Let's get this
Yeah.
shit." You know, when he came
Yeah.
back to the Falcons that same year. And so, I mean, that's exactly kind of the point of this. You know what I mean? I think it's obviously the spirit and competition of playing is part of
Yeah.
what semi-pro is about, and the spirit of the Falcons obviously is it kind of embodies that. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
and you bro, 100%, you definitely embody that. You know, so I definitely
Yeah.
want to just give you
Definitely.
that props. So
Like I said, I told Shaq, I'm like, look, you got that one clip of you catching that ball against me, cool. But I
yeah,
wish I had the other clip of when you didn't catch it. You know what I mean? If I
yeah,
had that clip, we would have been even right now. You have a actually visual proof that you caught the ball against me. But if you tell the world the truth right now, well, he did. He admitted. He did admit. I'm not gonna lie. He did admit that. Yeah, he guarded me a couple times. I couldn't get a complete pass a couple times against him. He admit that. You
yeah,
know what I mean? It's that clip that he had. Like I said, after that moment, it showed me that anything is possible.
right,
Anybody is possible. Anybody can be beat. It can be D1 players. It can be 5-star ranks in football right now. Anybody can be beat. You know what I mean?
right,
Like when we was playing against your team, I didn't even know that was your team until like I got there late.
yeah,
And they was like, "Who?" I'm like, "Who team is this?" Like, I love that jersey. Like, who thought of this? Like, who thought of this black and silver idea?
yeah,
And then it's like, you won't even believe it. I'm like, who? Tell me. He said, look, you already know who it is. I'm like, I don't know who it is. So you're not telling me you don't know who on this team? I'm like, I don't. I never heard this team before. He said, it's LA team. I said, LA? I'm like, wait a minute. LA on the team? Wait a minute. Like, this man just left like 4 months ago. How did he create a team so fast? Yeah, man, LA he put a team together and they got their jersey, man. I'm like, man, and I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, look, if this team was still here, I probably would have joined this team. But at the same time, I'm like, I like the fun. I like the thought of what he did. I like how you decided to go, well, you know what? I did my part. I did my duty as a Falcon player, and now I'm going to try to do my duty as creating another team, and you came to us as as not even as a nemesis, not even as a person that's just calling us out. You came to us as a player and
yes,
said,
sir,
look, this is what I created, and I want you to give these guys a test. And
yes,
when
sir,
you did that actually it motivated me to think higher regarding the football. Like if I can't do the best I could here, I can create what I can. You know what I mean? You created a pretty decent team. Like part of it, yeah, like I said, the history of what happened, yeah, I don't really appreciate that because it was unnecessary. I don't know if you recall what I'm talking about.
no, when they burned
With
the jersey.
yeah,
Yeah, I
I
remember.
wasn't. Man, I didn't really appreciate that. Is because the fact is, like, y'all lost. Okay, y'all lost that bad against the Falcons. You
Yeah,
can't blame a coach for losing for y'all
well,
ability.
no, what happened was I actually left the month prior to you guys playing them. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
I'd moved to Phoenix, and then
No,
then y'all had the scrimmage. So the coach was Majors, you know what I mean? But I mean, it doesn't
right.
matter now. But like essentially, I mean, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. He said he had nothing. I mean, it was. I guess it was a few players who did it who were involved with it. You know what I mean? But essentially, I mean, like when I saw the video, and I just maybe and I had to post it on my IG and I had to post on Facebook so everyone could see. I'm like, these cats literally burned the jersey and then they put a hashtag fuck Ali as a description. I'm all like, yo, man, this shit's going. I mean, there's no place for this shit. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
I mean, like dudes like, and like that's the thing I don't like about kind of the semi-pro because the fact that it's so unregulated. Anyone can say
Mm-hmm.
anything. Anyone can do anything. They can literally take shots at you from every angle, and if they disagree with what you're doing, then they basically, do whatever they can to drag your name down.
Mm-hmm.
And that shit is unnecessary, bro. I mean, like if you think about
Yeah.
football, when you play, the shit talking doesn't stop. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I think the best part is that even though I say I don't appreciate it, I love the energy. I love the publicity
Right.
because it just
It's
adds. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
right. It's like it's something that like I said, it's something for you to carry on. Like I even told you in the comments. I said, bro, cherish this moment. Just
Yeah.
think about it.
Yeah.
Somebody is burning the jersey that you created, a team that you created. They're upset indeed. Indeed. Look, I want my ring. That's why next year I'm aiming for a ring.
Yes, sir. You
Next year.
got it.
And I was telling coach, I said, Rob, we aiming for a championship next year, and I'm gonna make sure we get that. He says, so you think you're gonna? I'm like, Coach, I know we're gonna get a championship next year. I know he is. He said, how you gonna get us a championship? Because I'm like, it's 11 of us that's gonna make it. 11 of us gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, but 11 of us will, because we're gonna be on that field. We're gonna do everything we need to do. Yeah, you gonna get angry. Coach Rob gets angry. And we don't nobody like I tell all these. If I had to get the opportunity to meet the new guys right now, because apparently it's a whole bunch of new guys that's on the Falcons right now, whole brand new field. You still got Black, you still got Anthony. He moved to. That's funny. You in Phoenix right now, right?
No, I left. Now I'm back in Cali.
Oh, okay. I thought you was in Phoenix. I'm like, say,
I was.
Twan, he's in Phoenix. He moved to Phoenix.
Nico.
Yeah, he moved to Phoenix.
Yeah, I know.
So I was surprised. I'm like, oh, okay, wait, why they ain't meet up and link up or anything? But, I was telling him that, I was going back. He said, look, man, that's actually a good idea. He said, it helped the new players. I'm like, look, whatever my chemistry go, we all going to be on the same page. We all got to be on the same page. Y'all don't like to lose. I don't like to lose. Y'all want to go undefeated. I want to go undefeated. If I lose a couple games, we lose a couple games. But at the same time, that don't mean we give up. 100%. If somebody score a touchdown, that don't mean second quarter we give them 8 more touchdowns or throw 8 more interceptions or fumble 8 more times. We don't do that. Yeah. That's not what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? So that's why lately I've been mentally motivating myself and preparing myself to play for the Falcons and bring that. Like I said, my goal now is not even like the year before last. My goal was to bring everything I had. This time, my goal is to bring the chemistry to the team. I want everybody to now we need to connect. Individually, I know I can connect to playing football, but I want the team to connect playing football. I want everybody to be on the same page. I want everybody to feel how everybody else feels. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's the only way you're going to win championships. That's the only way. 100%. You ain't never going to win a championship saying that you're the strongest person on the team, because guess what? You got 10 other players that want to be the strongest player on the team. You got to make them feel strong. You got to make them feel like they can do it. You got to make them feel like they can win the championship too. You know what I mean? Like 100%. You got a ring. Think about it. You got a ring.
I got 3.
10 other players want a ring right now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
10 other players want a ring right now. So you can just imagine how it seemed like I said, exactly. You can just imagine. Think about it.
Yeah.
You having a ring and that's 10 other people. You showing that ring. This is the mindset you have for those people. You got this, well, if he got it, then I want to make sure I get it.
Bingo.
And I want to make sure my teammate get it. And I want to make sure everybody else get it. Coach Rob get it, you know?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Give them that feeling so that way they be like, look, man, I'm only here for the ring. I ain't here for the quarters, the downs, I can hit you as hard. I'm here for the ring.
Exactly.
So you end that season, you can walk around just like you, LA, in your Charger with your ring on your pinky finger, hold on to the steering, just like it's just gonna be shining with the sunlight. You know what I mean? So it's like it's that feeling.
It's that feeling. What I mean? 100%. You know what I mean? I mean, I go like this. I've done this in 3 interviews now. Because I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, like you said, I'm proud of this shit because I can just go like, bah, or I can be like you said, like that, and ain't nobody can say shit. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Like, cause this was for me to prove to myself I could play the sport. It was for me to go out there and show I could give my 100% and make something out of it, and I did. For me, because unlike I wasn't able to play in high school, that's why I decided to walk on a JUCO over like 11 years ago, and then the rest was history. You know what I mean? And now it came to fruition that I ended up playing semi-pro. I'd been out of the game for 6 years before I joined the Falcons, and then I had that comeback season, and the rest was history, bro. And like now, you see me now, like I mean, everything is just clicking. This game and this sport, this passion, this love that we share, and always trying to kind of setting your bar higher, kind of raising your limits as an athlete and as a competitor is why. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, that's exactly why. So
and like I even told you, I remember when you first started to, instead of you becoming a player for the Falcons, and it's something I always wanted to thank you for. I want to take this moment now to thank you for what you've done for the Falcons. Outside as a player wise, like you took in us from sponsorships to having our own, interviews and trying to help us elevate. You know what I mean? You took us to that level to where it was like now you was at the chances of where basically as a semi-player, you want to up our gridiron division. You want to take us to like all these higher, we was looking at you like, this man ain't never finna sit here and tell us that we ready for the next division. We were just sitting here just thinking. I was talking to Black. I'm like, what's going on? He said, man, LA just making moves right now. I'm like, I don't even know how to explain the moves. I'm like, he's like, yeah, this man making moves. He's trying to get this team to like close to the NFL level. This man wants to get paid for semi-pro and everything. And then when I heard, LA trying to get us paid for playing semi-pro, I'm like, man, you don't understand how fast I'm wanting to tell my job. I quit. I'm playing football now. I'm getting paid for this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, bro.
I wanted to tell him, like, look, man, I don't need this 9 to 5. LA told us we getting paid. Like, I wanted to tell him that so bad, but I'm like, man, I'm over here telling everybody. I'm over here telling my wife, I'm like, babe, we're finna get paid for playing football. I don't need no job, no. I'm over here just telling everybody. And then I'm like, man, look, my head was so high up at that moment because I'm like, this man, LA is making moves. And I'm talking about moves where you don't see coaches going out and trying to do for the team. You see coaches trying to get new gear. You over here trying to get gear. We had a radio broadcast at the game one day. Radio interview.
Hotspot Radio.
Yeah, it was big. Yeah, you and Rob had an interview. I watched it all the time on YouTube. I love that interview. I love that spirit between you and Coach Rob during that do that YouTube interview. It was so much fun. Yeah. But it's like, it's just that spirit. What I noticed that what you was trying to do for the team, not even just physically, but also motivating, like to tell you guys, like, look, Falcons ain't just no ordinary semi team on the west side of Chicago. This is something really big. It's a really high franchise of a team where, your opportunities to become bigger. And like I said, even then, after that, I was telling the coach at Ball State that I was playing semi-pro beforehand. And the reason why I was playing semi-pro is because in high school, I was supposed to have clips to send to, like, I had at least 15 colleges to actually send clips to. So I had the opportunity. I had clips to send to Illinois State. I had clips to send to Western Illinois University. I had clips to send to Wisconsin State University. It was just so many teams that I had that I went. In Northwestern Huskies. I wanted to send them clips, but what happened in high school? Like I said, they deleted. I found out that my coach deleted my clips, deleted all my high school films. I had no type of proof of myself as a football player, and so they thought they can just close that door for me, but I'll open it up. So when I got a call from Ball State University, and then I found out that it's a D2 division high school, football team.
Yeah.
Yeah, college. College. It's a university team, and like how you say, after I found that out, my brain just went like, what just happened? Like, what? I just went from playing semi-pro to now to the Division II football team. And like, how did this just even occur? And then I realized, like, man, this is nothing coincidence. You know what I mean? It's something more to it. It's something more that was meant for me. That was a position for me. I could have taken it, but I had everything to take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So right now, I always tell people that's always chances. I don't care if you in your 30s. Well, I ain't gonna say your 30s because football coaches probably won't look at you then, but now I got hundreds of chances right now. Hundreds to prove that I can go higher. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I said, my goal is to go pro. And I'm still working on that goal no matter what. I'm still working on it.
Yeah, you're 23 years old. You still got time. You know what I mean? There's no age is number, and you still got a lot of time left to get there. So,
yeah.
But that's why just make sure you make the most of it, though. You know what I mean? The faster you can get there, the better. But make the most of every opportunity. So.
And that's why I always tell people, I'm like I said, I went to a high school and they wanted me to do some coaching for them for their high school football team.
Right.
And I gave this one emotional motive speech for these kids. And I realized as I was speaking to them, they'd never heard this speech before. And one of them is that to give in or give all.
Right.
And they never understood that. It was like, to give in, what do they mean? I said, if you give in, what are you taking from it?
Yeah.
What can you take from it? If you step on that field right now, what can you take from that field? Besides that player in front of you? Besides the audience screaming and hollering, besides that ref throwing flags, what can you take from that moment once you step in that field?
Yes, sir.
You can take? You can take every second, every minute, every down, every quarter. You can take it. And when you take it, cherish it. Because, like I said, tomorrow will never come back. You know, we would never see tomorrow ever again. It's because that's what times do. And when I told them that, it got to them, got to me a little bit, but it got to them really more. And then they got out there and they won a football game. And they came to me and said, look, you told us to go out there and take it all. And we take it all. We gave in. We gave all of it in. We took everything we could. And I'm like, that's the spirit that I want you to have for the rest of your 4 years in high school or the rest of your years of playing football. That's the spirit you want to have. You want to take everything you have and put it in there because you'll never know where you come from.
Yes, sir. That's exactly it. Take the spirit, value value your time because your time is so precious and limited. And kind of like you said, next play is never guaranteed. So tomorrow may never come. So I totally agree with you on that. Let's see.
Definitely.
And man, I mean, I just realized something. It's it's over a 1 year anniversary of Caesars being passed, man. Caesars passing.
Yeah, man. That was one of those things that hit me so hard one morning because I didn't even know. And I remember the last game that I had with Caesar. That was in Chicago. We had a game in Chicago on the west side on Garfield.
Yeah.
That was the last game I had with Caesar. And I shook his hand. I remember, bro, it was just that moment of actually seeing that man. And when I seen in him, I seen that pride. And that's one thing no one can ever tell me about Caesar, is that you see pride in that man in the sports that he do. He had certain conditions that told him that he can't play. He came out there and played.
Yes, sir.
No one can never tell me that man never had a heart. That man had a heart for football. He had a heart for the Falcons. That was hundreds of teams. I found out that was teams, the Crusaders. I found out all these other teams that just tried to say, oh, we could tell them to join the team. Lake County Warriors won Caesars. Guess what he did? No,
exactly.
No, he didn't. He wasn't. No, that man wanted to stay with the Falcons. He said he's a Falcon player for life, and he made that as a word. So after I found that out, you know what I mean? Like I said, it's one of those days to where you would never thought it would ever happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was one of those moments you would never thought it would happen.
Especially someone like Caesar who wasn't really involved with any type of, at least from my knowledge, any type of wrongdoing. He was armed securities, and he had a family. Just when I saw the video of kind of drive-by, it just really was it sent shockwaves. Just like I was like, wow, like who, who'd want, you know what I mean? So yeah, like you said, you can. Yeah, I was almost frozen that time, but you know what? I mean, it's just life, bro. I mean, now let's talk about Phil. Phil also, with Phil, that's.
Bro, like I said, that kid, it just shocked me so much when I heard about even Phil. Like, bro, just think, you was playing with the brother beside you and the brothers that was around you. You know what I mean? Yeah. I would never think anything like that. Every game, I always tell Phil, I'm like, you call Phil. Wait, I always get Carl mixed with Phil. But then I always remember Phil because I remember Phil when we had that indoor game in Michigan.
Yes, sir.
Man, that one film when Phil they dislocated his collarbone in that game. I remember I had the ball.
West Michigan. I remember that. That's what I was talking about with Lofa. West Michigan Army scrimmage. I remember. Yeah, you had the ball, and then Phil was just standing. The moment he turns, the dude just pow. You know what I mean? And
all I know, I got clipped. I slid, and I look. All I see is Phil on the ground. I'm like, oh my God, Phil dead. Oh man, Phil is. I'm like, no, bro, there ain't no way Phil got hit this hard, and then I'm just on the floor, and he ain't get up, he ain't moving nothing. I feel bad for Black because I had his jersey on too, so they didn't know 82. They knew Black. Black wasn't there.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't there. I had a jersey on.
Yo, I remember. Yeah.
So they was like, man, number 7, you supposed to be better than that. I'm like, he is better than this. It's not me. I'm not Black. I'm like, look. And then I remember that game too. It's like I got into it with the biggest player, and he was getting scouted. I remember right now he was an NFL scout. I didn't even know until I found out like that one game.
Yeah.
He was number 99. I think it was like 6'5", and he was like 312, 315 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how somehow I got into it with him.
Mm-hmm.
He's a lineman.
Mm-hmm.
Why am I into it with him?
You're a 300-pound lineman. How much 125-pound weight disadvantage that you getting yourself into?
Man, like I kid you not. When I say he came up to me, I didn't see him. He shoved me, And all I know, I grabbed his jersey. And I realized his face isn't right here. His face is up here. This is I'm back, like my face is at his stomach.
Yeah.
And then as I'm grabbing him, trying to push him, this man ain't budging. So I had to look up. I'm looking up like, oh, so you're the person I'm into or what? Oh, well, I'm not going to punch out. So I'm over here trying to fight with him. And I kid you not, like I said, it reminds me of Caesar. And there was somebody else too. They came out there and they said, yo, man, get off him. You know he's too small for that. Get off him. That was Caesar and somebody else ran out there. That moment right there just showed me, like, no, that's family.
Yeah, that's family.
They're not going to let you get punked out by somebody like that.
Yes,
you
sir.
know? I ain't get punked out, but I showed them, like, look, you could be the biggest person of them all, but I ain't finna show you that. I ain't gonna show you that. In my mind, I'm 6'5", 300 pounds too. I don't look like it, but I am. But I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that advantage. When Bingo. I can't, but I'm gonna give it to you. You know, like I was telling Coach, he said, "How'd you get into him?" I said, "I don't know, Coach. I don't know. He bumped into me." Exactly. And then his home coach at the end of the game, his own coach to me said, "Look, man, number 7, you is the toughest I ever seen in a long time."
Yeah.
I said, I'm not, okay, look, I'm not black, all right? I'm wearing his jersey. He couldn't make it today. That's why I'm wearing his jersey. I'm actually number 82. I forgot to bring my jersey with us. He was like, oh, well, number 82, you're really tough out there, man. Keep it up. And he want to actually tell me, like, go to Kalamazoo, because we was in Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
And so,
I remember that game.
He was telling me, that was just an interesting game. It was like one of my first time experience in a real live. I think there was, I don't know what division it was. I think it was like Division 3, Division 2, Division 3 in indoor football. Yeah. The way that looking like an NBA game.
Bro, I'm telling you, bro. You remember how big that arena was and how many fans there were? I was just like, the only other time I remember that was in the AIF Championship 2012 with the Cal Eagles, the last arena team I played for before the Falcons. And I was I was like, oh my fucking God, how the fuck did they get this indoor stadium? I mean, bro, it was crazy. Like West Michigan and like, I mean, I don't know, bro. The Iron, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
Man, them guys actually know how to play. And then I like how you say, me just looking at the fans, the audience, I'm seeing Smoke and Fatty, all these other kind of stuff. And I'm just looking around, I'm like, bro, we at the right game. If we playing the right people, like, I don't think this is the team we're supposed to be playing for. I'm like, Coach, do you know who these people? He said, nah, they just called us out. I'm like, they called us out. They called us out. All right, they called us out. So it's like, well, man, it was like only 12 of us that day.
Yeah.
It was 12 of us.
Right.
Coach I had that talk to us. He said, I remember he said that he forgot the playbook. He forgot to bring the playbook with him.
Right.
And so he was just pretty much just thinking the plays out of his head, like just throwing it out there. And like, how you say, the other coach tried to come in our locker room talking about, I got some plays for you guys. I want you to check it out. Coach said he don't want those plays. He don't need no help from that.
Yeah,
but if anything, if he ever do need it, he'll let him know. But after that, he just said he got it from here. You know, just playing in that field just makes me think of like the actual football, like in that field type experience. Like, because like, okay, if I'm at this far of a level playing against this team at this far level, I could just imagine they're in that field. You know, that's how I looked at that field.
And I don't mean to interrupt you, but kind of, my last guest, Jesus, what we were talking about yesterday, it's the same thing. It's like there's a lot of parallels between semi-pro and the NFL. Only thing is they get paid millions of dollars. We don't. But obviously the experience and kind of the level of talent, because there are guys who are in the NFL or former NFL players. There are guys who are D1 players, who are, CFL, AFL guys who play semi-pro. My guest on Wednesday, Darius Prince, he used semi-pro as a vehicle to get to the NFL. You know what I mean? And kind of that West Michigan Ironman team, bro, and the Cal. I mean, that there were NFL dudes on that team. That's why those guys are so big and so fast and whatever. You know what I mean? It makes sense as to why Phil broke his collarbone, because a dude coming that fast is not someone who's never played collegiate ball or D1 ball or a pro ball before. You know what I mean? Like these are dudes who get paid up, you know what I mean? Like a pretty good amount to hit people.
They get paid playing arena football. I just found that they got paid playing that game with us, and They did. I'm like, bro, what? So we just came. What? I'm like, y'all just said it. And I was talking to one of the guys, like he wasn't like, and the thing is like I realized like, okay, that's another thing that kind of got me molded that I know I could go pro, because I was guarding one guy and he could not complete a pass against me at all that whole game.
Right.
And stuff like that tells me is that if this is what they require to speed for the NFL, I got it. I got it. I check it off my list. I always say, look, if this is what they need, all right, check that. I'm fast. I checked that. I did a 40-yard dash recently. My 40-yard, an average cornerback 40-yard distance is anywhere between 4.60 or below. Anything higher, or 4.60 or below. You can't go higher. Anything higher that's like linebacker position wise. But I realized that I had like a 4.60 or 4.57 40-yard range.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's pretty fast. Like,
And
I was just keeping record of myself. And every time I go out to the field, to a turf field, I'll always exercise my speed. I'll try to figure out what can I do to get even faster. Or right? Use the speed as an advantage, and that game showed me a lot. Like, wow, I can. If this is a competitive player right here, I can just imagine how far I can go with competitive.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know what I mean? So, I mean, that's kind of the motivation, right? You're going to keep going. I guess we can close out the interview with that last segment. Last segment of the interview we can close out with is what's in store for Jonathan Fonder? What do you foresee the next 5 to 10 years?
Definitely. Like I said, one of those things is going pro. In the next 10 years, I will be in the NFL.
All right.
I will be every year. I'm working and guiding my way to the NFL. I mean, there's always going to be that obstacle in front. College. All right, let's get it out of the way. Then let's get to that scout. Let's get to scout season. Scouting season. Let's get to it. I mean, I was willing to travel, and I think the next scout season is in Texas next year. Or I think it's Texas or is it California? If it's not any one of those two, I'm pretty sure they draft seasons anywhere between those. And that my goal is to get there before it happens. So I'm going to keep trying, no matter how hard it is to keep going until I reach that level. And I'm going to reach that level. I mean, I'm going to go pro. That's one thing about me is that I'm always going to go pro no matter what. I mean, with a mindset like you, LA, mindset like you gives me a mindset to succeed. You know what I mean? Every time I see you post with your football jersey and just you, like, showing your champion, it's not just, they not, like I tell people, to LA, somebody like, why you always got all these collection of wrestling belts? I'm like, they're not wrestling belts, they're champions. There's difference between having wrestling belts and champions. He's showing that he's a champion. That's what he's doing. He's not showing no collection. He's a champion. This is what he earned. This is what he gotten for being a champion. So he's going to keep going no matter what. You know what I mean? 100%. That's what I always tell people. 100%. So, like I said, man, my next goal in the next 10 years is the NFL.
Yes, sir. Just keep grinding. You never know, man. I mean, it'll happen maybe sooner than you expect. So,
definitely.
100%. Well, with that said, John, bro, appreciate you showing up. And I forgot, we never really got to what the LA nickname come from, but I can try to tell y'all how it happened. You can't see it, but I'm wearing my Lakers hat. So obviously, when I showed up to practice, coach just called me Cali. He was just like, "Oh, you're from Cali? Where you from?" "I'm from Cali." And I'm like, "Okay." So he's like, "We're gonna call you Cali." I'm like, but then I'm like, "Okay." But then Cali's like, Cali ain't really working. So Dre came up with LA. But I think the thing was that I'm actually from the Bay Area. I'm not from LA, but I'm a Lakers fan.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Dre knew that or not, but that's pretty much kind of the whole origination of that. And then when I left the Falcons, LA kind of died. But it is. But I mean, with the Falcons, I mean, that's my nickname. Falcons for life. Obviously, I mean, with everything that y'all doing, I mean, it's great to see the team still going. The team's been around as long as I've been alive, over 30 years, literally April '90. You know what I mean? So. Obviously, like you said, man, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities, SemiPro is a vehicle, for myself, for you to elevate our brands and continue our passion for the game we love. You know what I'm saying? So, I think it's great. I appreciate you coming on here. Appreciate you sharing your story. Appreciate you sharing, what your goals, objectives are going to be for the next 10 years. And, we wish you the best of luck, brother.
All right. And hey, I don't know if you don't mind, I was going to ask you, it's something that I've been doing with my wife and my daughter lately, is that we have a YouTube channel. If that was okay for you to announce about my YouTube channel. I don't know if that's okay.
Oh, absolutely. What's your YouTube channel, brother? Let's go. Jonathan Fando got a YouTube channel, boy. 82 got a YouTube channel.
Look, hey. Hey, look, all right. Since you said it, like I said, like this is something I've been doing outside of of me as I'm taking a break from football to regenerate to get back into it. Is that we made a channel for us called the Founder Family. You know what I mean? Founder Family. It's a family content with just me, my wife, my daughter. We do everything. If anybody love family oriented contents for YouTube, definitely go hit up Founder Family. I'll definitely send LA the link, and then however he posted, that's how we're gonna go from there.
I'll post in the episode description as soon as I get it, brother. So, looking forward to that Founder Family at Founder Family YouTube. Follow Jonathan Founder at Jonathan Founder 82 or John.Founder on IG, Jonathan Founder on Facebook. And, hopefully, we'll see you at Ball State someday soon, brother, or somewhere else, man.
Definitely, bro.
Yes,
Definitely.
sir. Yeah, you're flexing right now, right? We got the 81,
Hey,
82. Bird
look,
Gang.
81, 82. That's the best broadcast there is, bro. This
That's
is
all.
this is one of a lifetime. They will never see these combineds ever on broadcast again, bro. This is the combined, bro.
Yes, sir.
This is a moment right here to never forget.
100%, 100%. John, I appreciate you, brother. Have a great one, and you know what, man? Keep in touch, baby.
Hey, no problem. You take care.
One love.